Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition here of the WardiTV Monday. WardiTV Monday number 53. No, 53 here. I'm of course your VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chats, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, welcome, one. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos here to our weekly Open Cup! Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast, jumping into our first best of 3, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tuckmac we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss, we have the South Green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is a NightMare. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Green Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Play show bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as you can get your Gamba going. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, welcome, welcome. Bienvenidos. It was a very intense weekend of StarCraft with maestros of the game. It was a lot of fun. It was a hype tournament, 100%. Look forward to potentially future maestros of the game. Likewise, we did catch up on some PvT Cup replays last night, and we're now back into the grind. Last week, we had a bit of a leaner week with only one cast a day for the most part. Coming into this week, it's going to be a little bit more intense here as we have some more dedicated coverage that we have to provide. This week is going to be the OSC Elite Rising Star. We have PvT Cup actual live broadcast. We do have the Starfest qualifiers as well. We should be covering most of them, if not all of them. And we also have the SC2 Safe House qualifiers as well, which I actually still have to reach out about. True, I still have to reach out to figure out if we can or even should be covering that event or not. That's also going to be right around the corner. That's also going to be over on a Sunday. So a lot of qualifiers are on the horizon. Likewise, we also have, as the probe does get killed. Okay, not a bad pickoff here. Not a bad pickoff here by HonMonO. HonMonO, double gas opener, double gas into a faster factory, delay TC out of our Terran player. Meanwhile, NightMare across the map, opening up in a standard fashion. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Not yet. Let's go. Let's go. Won't be so okay. Before I get ahead of myself, talking about our schedule for the week, right, I was talking about the potential return of Turtle Tussle. True, the Turtle Tussle might be back as we are through the on-season and getting into the off-season. For now, HonMonO going for a double gas opener into a 1-1-1 into what looks to be a one-base all-in. If you're unfamiliar with HonMonO, then he does one thing and one thing only in TVP. It's a little bit broad in that way. All-in. He all-ins every single game. Sometimes one-base all-in, sometimes two-base all-in, sometimes proxies. But aggression all-ins is almost purely what HonMonO does in this matchup. There are some instances where he has tried to play macro and try to be greedy to try to catch his opponent off guard, but there's a few and far between. For now though, 2 Marines going to be going down. Nice pickups here by NightMare. Marines are amassing. We have the tank production on the way. Medic as well to boost across the map, and we'll see what HonMonO can get done. We shall see. We are building up our bio, building up our tanks, getting ready for the eventual move out. As here comes the boost as we move out across the map. I believe the Adept does not spot this. Job is not seen, but NightMare did see the star. Okay, he knows. Yeah, he saw the starport. He knows that Nolan is coming his way. Shield battery is ready back at home. He's throwing down a 3rd gateway, so 3 gates set up here back at home. Very safe play out of NightMare. Stalkers are amassing, and we can see HonMonO dropping into the main base, but NightMare, he is in position. Okay, he's ready in the main. He has the Adept to buy some time. From here, going for the Marine. Marines are taking a couple of hits, and HonMonO has to get the hell out of here. Does pick up, does get some extra damage here. Doesn't kill anything yet. Pull away. And remember, behind this, Banshee. Going into more tanks, Banshee play. Eventually, we're going to pull the boys. HonMonO is going to pull the boys alongside this to repair, to buffer. And one way or another, the game is about to end. HonMonO is up to 3 tanks. So 3 tanks, a robo on 2 bases. That should be for safety motor production. I love the NightMares being proactive. And here it comes. Here comes the move outs. We got those 3 tanks. One does siege. And the tank should punish. Yep, Blink is done. Tank volley goes off. Stalkers pull away. You can see the tank lead going forward. Another volley goes off. Another 2, another 3. Nice tank shots. NightMare getting caught with his pants down. Taking a lot of damage. From here he rotates around to try to catch reinforcements. Now we're up to 4 tanks. And here come the boys. The boys are getting caught. Yeah, the boys are caught. SU's gonna be going down, and this is the waste of the boys, but at the same time, NightMare, he does micro on top of the ramp. Losing 1 Stalker, takes care of all the SCVs, which means now there's no buffer for this, and do we recall? Does he recall? He's racing back. He's racing back home. Stalker's trying to hold the line. They pick up some of the Marines, but the tanks, they're trying to get within range of the production. Immortal has arrived, but it's too late. Yeah, tanks have siege. Tanks do siege up. NightMare, he has to pull back. Ooh, diving into the main. Gets a tank. He does get 1. And then get NightMare. No, he's pushing within range of the tanks. Yeah, big overextension. There's the mule to repair. If he has no boys, he's got a mule. And the natural's being broken. The natural's broken, the robo's exposed, so the robo should go down as well, which means no more immortals. And NightMare, he's in trouble. He lost the stalkers across the map. Yeah, again, pushing into the range of those tanks there was just a big misstep there from NightMare. And this base should go down. Yeah, the base should go down. Oh, here comes the surround. He pulls the boys. Does pull the boys. Base falls. Oh, God, but there's so many tanks. He gets 1. He gets 2. He's going to get 3. Can he get all 4? Oh, not quite. Yeah, it was close. It was close, but the tanks do survive. HonMonO is still moving in. Down to 2 tanks. Ooh, the tank shot goes off. Behind this HonMonO, he's on 14 SCVs. NightMare once again trying to catch reinforcements. Unfortunately, nothing to catch. HonMonO is yet to move into the main, though. Okay, he doesn't have too much support for the tanks. I mean, what, 6 Marines? Tank shot goes off back at home. NightMare gets denied. And HonMonO pulls back. Oh, he does pull away. We'll see if he can make it back home. Now, as the dust settles, where exactly are we? Well, HonMonO, he's more or less on 1 base saturation. He is lacking some SCVs. He can mule. He's holding onto that energy. Meanwhile, back at home, we do have our 1 base economy here for NightMare as well. So NightMare, he does need to expand. Setting up for the natural. Stalkers moving out. This is a hefty amount of Stalkers now. Can he intercept this army? Can he catch out these units? Uh-oh. See HonMonO hugging the edge of the map, racing back home. NightMare, he attempts to catch him. And do we just macro from here? Does NightMare expand? Does HonMonO get another CC? Now back up to 4 tanks. NightMare, he does need his robo back up and running. Going for a ninja. Okay. I see you. Going for ninja base. Man, she's poking. They're trying to lure the army within range. Oh, he does! Nice bait. Baits NightMare in. Bait him in. Charge is almost done. More boys are being pulled. We are not getting a CC. We're going for a second wave, a second all-in. The second round is here. Once again, trying to catch up the Stalkers. Now, as time goes on, we're ordering more Zealots. Now, we speak about this all the time. Tanks are good, as you can see. They can shut down an army real hard and real quick until Zealots at the field. Scan reveals the charge lots. So, nice scan. Also reveals no expansion. There is one, of course. NightMare pulls away. HonMonO moving in. NightMare trying to catch reinforcements. Zealots are great and all, but this is not enough charge slots. We need more war pins. There are a couple of sentries. Once again, NightMare going for the counterattack. Oh, can he slice up that army? Tanks are sieging. Cells, they cannot move into this. Not with the tanks unsieged. Okay, nice force field. We'll buy some time. But HonMonO, he should get in. Yeah, he's getting in. If these tanks can get within range of the Nexus, that's game. That's going to be game then and there. And he's done it. Yeah, he's done it. He's pushed up the ramp. Stalker's doing what they can. There's a recall back home. Oh wait, my apologies. The army's blue. Yeah, the main base is forfeit. This main base will go down. Now the best chance here, true. NightMare. Can he destroy all the buildings? We have 2 floatable buildings. We have 1 starport and 1 CC. So 2 buildings can float. And did I say 2? So to be 1 because this building will catch fire. Oh no, the SCV! SCV walks out. No. There was potential, but 1 worker does get out. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the SCV gets away. Actually, finding the ninja base. CC goes down. There's 2 workers. There's 2 SCVs out on the map. HonMonO, he finds the pylons. So HonMonO is a diva enjoyer. Of course he is. So HonMonO is being revealed, but HonMonO, he can afford a CC, and he should be able to throw one down. Stalker's a race back to defend. Nice control. Picks off a couple of Marines. But NightMare, he cannot take a head-on fight. Tanks do siege. NightMare gets it back the hell up. Oh no! They'll siege! Did on siege at the wrong moment. NightMare, he does get 1 tank. Gets a tank, gets a Banshee, gets 1, gets 2 Banshees. But HonMonO is going for the kill. He's going for the main base. But there are 4 shield batteries. Tanks are sieging. Tanks do siege. HonMonO is being revealed. Oh, nice dodge. Okay. Dodge the entire armor. Gateway goes down. No warpins, no reinforcements. Boy, the being pulled does get 1 tank, but the tank shots. Oh, that tank blows are brutal. GG gets called, and HonMonO, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. HonMonO, he does take a lead in the series. Again, HonMonO, he does TVP like no other. He's the cheesiest player out there, and non-stop all-ins is what we expect out of HonMonO, and that's where he thrives. Does take the first game here. Again, I will say that NightMare, he had definitely some opportunities. He did have some nice moves, but there were some brutal moments where he was fighting within range of tanks, where the tanks were punishing him time and time again. We saw a lot of tank volleys going off. We saw, of course, the big moment when the Immortal overextended, when the tank shots went off on the Immortals, on the Stalkers, when he was trying to defend back at home while attacking at the same time. So in the end, HonMonO did snowball out of control, and GG, we're getting into game 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. And game 2 is going to be on Maganatha. Here we go. And again, we'll see if HonMonO can pull it off again. Now, if we do see another all-in, I should emphasize, we should be expecting a different kind of all-in. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran himself, the South Korean Terran. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. Go. And again, HonMonO popping off with the 1 base all-in, 1-1-1, just going mass tank bio. Again, with Banshee support, and the Marines had no upgrades. No stim, no combat shields, all the gas was being invested into tanks and into Banshees as well. Meanwhile, coming into one of the larger maps of the map pool, coming into Magnetha, I would say that a 1 base all-in is going to be a little bit weaker here. We could see an aggressive opener into a natural, into a 2 base all-in instead, but we'll see. Likewise, we could see extra racks behind this, going for like a 4 racks into Mass Reaper. You can go into earlier stim. Likewise, we can get into double factory. We'll see. Where's HonMonO going to take us? Technically, we could see the same build 2 games in a row. Could. Probe does confirm the double gas. So again, double gas means faster factory, delayed CC. But how delayed is it? Like, we might just not get it entirely. So probe once again does get hunted down. NightMare, he had the right idea, getting into the Stalkers and eventually into, I mean, I don't know if I'm too fond of him going into charge when he did. I mean, by then it was too late. By then he'd already lost the natural. True. So far, same build. So far, 1-1-1. Working towards the eventual mine drop. Interesting. Okay. Now, if you remember last time we saw, 2 Widow Mines. Last time we saw a much earlier tech lab. We saw an earlier tech lab into tank production, into medevac drop with tanks. But here is 0 tech lab, 0 tanks. Instead, going for a marine mine drop instead. Okay. So this is a different opener. Once again, NightMare does poke in. Does spot the Widow Mine. Does see the lack of tech lab. And does take a mine shot to the face. Brutal loss. Brutal loss for NightMare. So he does boost across the map. Oh, okay, so this time much faster Hyperflight rotors. If you remember last time, we did delay Hyperflight rotors quite a bit. So, to the point where I believe it never finished researching, if I'm not mistaken. It was cancelled if I recall correctly. We start stepping in. Reminds me Burrow, going for the pylon. That is Nartos' pylon. It's gonna go down. Shield battery though, okay. Shield battery does keep it alive. The shield battery putting in a lot of work. Stalkers, they rotate around. The mines are here to zone away the Stalkers. He's going to bait out the first mine. Does bait it out. And Stalkers, they can clean this up. Okay, they can, they will. HonMonO has to get the hell out of here. And we'll get away. We'll get away. Okay, that was almost disastrous, but Blink will finish. NightMare has got his 3 gateways. And this time, the army is going to be much smaller. Remember, because of the investment into these Widow Mines, it does mean that the tank production was delayed. So later tank production, likewise, we are prioritizing Hyperflight rotors instead. With this, the Banshee is going to have a little micro potential. That's true. A little micro potential. You have the repair going on. NightMare once again is moving out to delay the push, to delay the all-in. And he already has immortal production. Yeah, you can see here, NightMare, he went for a much faster robot, much faster immortal production. NightMare, he is trying to hard counter his opponents. Because of the successful all-in after game 1, this is hyper safe play out of NightMare. Just being very safe, very secure. Tank's moving out. And NightMare, he does engage. He should not get a tank. Tank does get low. And once again, the goal for HonMonO should be to catch out these Stalkers with those tanks. Banshees move in, they get 2 probes, they get forced back. NightMare's at home to defend. Oh! Motorbike taking a lot of hits, and the Motorbike does get picked up. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there by HonMonO, as he could have tried to have baited with that medevac, but tanks were unsieged. HonMonO does punish, gets 1 Stalker, nicely done. Again, these are the moves that HonMonO is looking for, to siege up, to catch the army. Oh, NightMare does find some reinforcements. This one gets 2 Marines. Very nice. There's 3, geez, 3 Immortals this time. Oh my god. 3 Immortals and charges done. It also helps that this time the push was delayed, as tank production was delayed. And NightMare should be fine. Dude, he should be completely fine here. He's getting ready for a surround. Observer gets caught. There's 4 Immortals. And he's going for it. He goes to the dive. Get blinks in and gets 1, 2, 3 tanks. Stalkers, ooh, a lot of them they do go down. Jesus. That's a lot of Stalkers falling, and they have to survive for the Banshees, and they do. They do survive. Banshees, they're gonna get some pro kills in the main base, but the main army did crumble, and HonMonO, he's lost everything. HonMonO, he has lost everything here. NightMare, he's on 2 bases, he's fully saturated. HonMonO stuck on 1 base. GG gets called, and NightMare ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Again, HonMonO went for a similar build. This time he had delayed tank production, a delayed push as well. Everything was a little bit later from HonMonO in favor of the early mine drop. The mine drop wasn't really quite worth it. And also, NightMare, he had a much stronger response, a much more defensive response as well, getting into much earlier Immortal production, into earlier charge as well. GG. GG, well played. So NightMare, who was just all over the all-in, and this time a much more dominant showing from NightMare. And now I'm hoping that we see a different kind of aggression, different kind of all-in from HonMonO. I expect an all-in regardless, 100%, but I'm hoping for something a little bit different this time. This is when he like proxy 4 axes. Ah, no. I'm ready, I'm ready. And spawning in the... Oh, we've changed colors. God damn it. Spawning in the left-hand corner of Leylands, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. Blue Protoss himself representing Streamer Zone. It is a NightMare. Hold up. I'll fix this color. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Teal Terran player. The Teal Terran himself from South Korea. It is HonMonO. Go. So do open up. Do open up, and again, both games so far we've had double gas openers into a factory, into a starport, into an attempted 1-base all-in. Successful in game 1, less so in game 2. And do we do it again here as so far? No proxy. No proxy set up here across the map. Oh boy. The probe this time gets away. Okay. This time the probe does slip away, doesn't get locked in. Does confirm the double gas, does confirm the factory. NightMare, he's aware of the initial opener at least. And we'll see where this takes us. Once again, our eyes are going to be on HonMonO. Oh, as NightMare going for a Stargate opener. This is a bold move. Very bold move here from NightMare. Winding it back, once again, 1-1-1. This time we're going back to game 1. Remember, my big criticism of game 2 is that it was a racks into factory into starport with Widowmine production into a delayed tech lab. That is why the all-in hit later in game 2. That's also why NightMare was that much more prepared. This time, tech lab. This time, straight into tech lab. We're not wasting any time with Widowmines. This time, tank production is going to be prioritized, which means the push is going to be faster as well. Ooh, as that does get caught out. Recall is wasted. And HonMonO does push. He does move out. So much earlier move out. I believe checking NightMare's vision, he is aware. Oh no, he did not see the tech lab. And again, the reason why I said this is risky here, Phoenix production can shut things down once you build up a high enough Phoenix count, but this early on, what are you gonna do? I mean, he has potential to lift the tanks, of course, but there should be support. And there we go. A couple of boys are being pulled. There's gonna be 2 tanks and Marines. And I don't really have too much faith here, but we'll see. There's going to be 2 adepts to support. Again, Stargate openers are just so risky. Tanks, they will siege, getting within range of the shield battery. Army's pushing forward, getting within range of the pylon. And now we just leapfrog. Now we leapfrog forward. The pylon's going to go down. Natural base is forfeits. Phoenixes are building up. Again, what can the Phoenixes? They do nothing. They're dead supply. But essentially, these are dead supply Phoenixes. They can go in, lift 1 tank, and then be targeted down. He's going for it. Does lift 1. Phoenix is targeted. Does lift the other. And 1 tank is going to go down. Can he get the second tank? Can he get it? Oh, barely does. Whew. Gets both tanks. It did cost him 13 probes, but another tank has arrived. Do we have energy? We do. Is there enough DPS though? Tank is within range. Yeah, tank is within range. You could argue that the first 2 tanks were a little bit too far forward. This is all they need to do, just be within range of the Nexus. Tank being covered now by the bunker. Bunker does protect. He's going to lift. Yeah, it does go for it. Instantly does get targeted. A tank goes down. And without tanks, NightMare should hold. Like, the tanks, they're the one biggest threat. The one biggest threat here. And the Phoenixes, they were barely enough. Whew, I didn't believe, Fabi. I didn't believe. And NightMare holds. NightMare, he does hold on. Takes down the Liberator, takes down the Medivacs. Again, if HonMonO was a little bit more careful with those first 2 tanks, then maybe he could have kept going and could have saved them, more importantly. But in the end, NightMare holds. Hey. Does hold on. And from here, NightMare should snowball out of control. He did lose a lot of probes defending, that is true. But he does have 2 bases, so he just make 2 probes at a time. NightMare should maintain an economic lead, and now he should contain his opponent. And now with Phoenixes, he can do a better job at shutting down Medivac, shutting down the Banshees. Oh. Has to be careful though. Doesn't want to throw them away. Just so he can just contain the Terran. And just build up behind this. That's all we gotta do. Just build up behind this. Twilight Council's on the way. As from here, things are just looking a little bit bleak for HonMonO. Again, the longer this goes on, the worse it is, right? The worse it is for the Terran player. He is building up a really high tank count, that is true. So when he does push, he's going to have, what, 4, soon to be 5 tanks? I mean, this is still a pretty intense army. Still very intense. Now, when it comes to Phoenixes, their utility here is important just because it is his way to deal with these tanks. The problem here for NightMare is that because he went for the Stargate, he has no Robo, he has no Immortals. So when it comes to the move out, it still has a lot of potential. As there are 3 Phoenixes, soon to be 4. The Phoenix also does provide vision. Oh. One goes down. And here comes the move out. Once again, trying to bait him in. Does bait, kills 1 Stalker. Every Stalker counts. Here comes the push. How many tanks? 5, soon to be 6 tanks. Here come the boys as well. I mean, I didn't have faith in the Phoenixes the first time, and maybe I should have. I still don't have faith in them here, but do you have charge? Okay, charge. Charge instead of blink. Ooh, I do like this. Okay, I do like this. Charge instead of blink Stalkers, but we'll see if it's going to be enough. There's going to be a lot of support here with those SCVs. Again, the SCVs that built to tank the Zealots. They built a tank. That's what they're here for. Dust with the Observer. Observer gets spotted. There's 4 Phoenixes. There are more tanks. Army's moving in. Only 1 shield battery. Tanks do siege. Zealots, they're coming from behind though. Yeah, they're coming for the flank. SCVs are dead. And will clean up the tanks. Whew. Okay, very nice round with those Zealots. There's not that many Stalkers left over, but the Zealots will clean up. Yeah, the charge lots, they are enough. They clean up the tanks, the Marines. And NightMare holds. Whew. NightMare, he does hold on. Thankfully, because they came in from behind, the SCVs were out of position. The SCVs were over towards the left-hand side. They were not there to actually protect the tanks. And with that, NightMare, he does hold on. The MVP charge, lots. And that's all that we really had, right? That's all the HonMonO had left. That had to end the game. And again, he had quite a fight in him, for sure. Killed all the Phoenixes, killed most of the Stalkers, just not the charge lots. And with that, NightMare just has to calm down. Once again, there's no need to push up the ramp. There's no need to try to kill HonMonO. It's all about just getting a 3rd expansion, getting extra gateways, getting some safety shield batteries, just playing it safe. Just playing it safe. There's no need to be too greedy. There's no need to cut too many corners. Just get a 3rd base and play it safe. I do like this as well. Zealots are ready for a counterattack. The Observer is in position to spot the move out. So once the army moves out, the Zealots should move in. They should move in. And meanwhile, big shout out to Luis TGG in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Bienvenidos, one and all. Hopefully the ladder went well. So here comes HonMonO's move out. And as he moves out, Zealots move in. That's a lot of boys, which means there's nothing to kill. Literally pulls all the boys except for 2 mining gas. Yeah, Zealots, they will catch the reinforcements. Nice depot drop. Does heal up. Heals up the wall. HonMonO, he commits. That is going to be a lot of supply not defending, but it might still be enough here. Like NightMare, he should have enough. Again, playing it slow. Does force a siege, pulls back, extra warp ins. Zealots, they will eventually break down that wall. And they do. Rax goes down. Down goes the Rax, 0 production. There's a recall. Charge also diving in. Oof. And takes down 1 tank, takes down 2, takes down all 3. And the Phoenixes, they take care of the rest. GG gets called. Well played, and NightMare will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the round of 16. GG. 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 Whew. A very intense back and forth. Congratulations here to NightMare as he does shut down HonMonO. HonMonO only showcasing 2 different all-ins here in this series. This was the same all-in that we saw in game number 1. I was still very on the fence about NightMare going for the Stargate open. I do think it was quite risky. I do think it was quite greedy. But he got away with it. He barely got away with it when it came to the first all-in, when it came to the first push. And with that, GG, well played. And NightMare, he does claim the series, and HonMonO is out of the tournament. And let's catch up on the bracket. Let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and where we are headed. Let's go.